Hey guys, Dana Miner back here with another new video, and today we will be talking about the brand new Pokemon game, that is Pokemon Unite. Now we have mixed reactions regarding this game. Some people hate it, others love it, but I really love it because it's a new direction the game company has taken, and I'm really excited to see where this goes. So all of you must have watched the gameplay trailer, and I have also put it out here so that you can watch it. But there are lots of stuff in this trailer that we have missed and we didn't see because the clip is really so fast that you cannot actually make out what's going on. So today we will be discussing about these essential elements in the trailer that you might have missed, and there may be some Easter eggs, some stuff in this game that may be very unique and we haven't seen them in any kind of MOBA before. So without wasting much time, let's get into the video. Alright, so the first thing that we are going to talk about is the screenshot that I picked up from the gameplay. So yeah, we will be talking through screenshots because, you know, slowing down the video, sometimes you may miss stuff that you will clearly see in screenshots. So this is a screenshot of the official gameplay trailer where all the players are selecting their characters, and so here you can see there is a small indication saying route 1. I have circled it out, and this is something interesting. Now we know that Pokemon can learn different kinds of moves in the game as they level up, and it's your choice. And just below route 1 you can see that all the moves are just mentioned out here. So what I can speculate through this is that when you are selecting your Pokemon, you can also select specific builds for them, and these builds will not contain items, but they will contain moves. So what may happen is Machamp may know all the moves that it knows from its previous generation games, and then you can just select which moves you want it to learn in the game in a particular sequence. So for instance, there may be support moves, there may be ranged moves, there may be assassinating moves, so you can select those moves accordingly so that you know what role you're going to play in the game. Just like out here, this guy has selected route 1. The other thing that this can signify is that there may be items in the game. So nothing has been specified about items, but we do know that Pokemon hold lots of items and they give them lots of passives as well. So this can be about the items, or this can be about the moves. Other than that, this can also be about the passives. As we know, Pokemon have lots of hidden abilities and passives. So yeah, this can also be about the passives. Now nothing is clear about this, and all of this is speculation, but I do believe that this is related to the moves because all the moves are listed down right below this route 1 thing. So yeah, and since there are just 2 lanes basically in the game, so I don't think that route 1 will signify a lane, because, you know, keeping this option for 2 lanes is just kind of lame. In other MOBAs there are 3 lanes and roles like jungling and stuff. I don't see those roles out here. So basically, you know, keeping an option for the roads is not something that I believe it is. Now let's move on to the next screenshot. So out here we can see that this Pokemon out here is actually Lucario. So sorry for my crap quality screenshot because YouTube is kind of restricted at 480p in India. So yeah, so out here you can see Lucario is attacking this Clefairy, and something interesting is happening out here. You can see the stars on the head of Clefairy, and Clefairy can't actually move out here. So what does this indicate? That we will be having crowd control moves, stuns, and all that stuff. So basically, like if you are picking up Pikachu and Pikachu knows Thunder Wave, so it won't paralyze the opponent. As you can see here, they may be stunned. That is, they won't be able to use moves for a few seconds. So if you are from MOBA background, then you already know about this, but there are people from Pokemon community who are speculating that will we have crowd control moves? Will we have moves that are supposed to slow your opponents down or are supposed to stun them or paralyze them? Then yes, you will be having crowd control moves, but they will be modified a bit. Like out here you see they are stunned instead of being paralyzed. So it's something like that. Now you can also see that this is the ultimate move of Charizard. I managed to click a picture in between, and Charizard is just taking Blastoise up in the sky for a seismic toss, and you can see that he has marked Blastoise with these eyes. So basically there are also marks and stacks in the game, and what these marks do is once your opponent is marked, they may be taking more damage for you or they may do less damage to you. So this is our basic MOBA tactics, and if you're not from MOBA, this may be new to you, but that's how crowd control works in MOBA. Now moving on to the next picture, we have this interesting part of a video clip where Pikachu kills Gengar, and it's in third person perspective. So that is really confusing what this is. So the game may have a third person perspective camera, which I highly doubt because it's a MOBA. Other than that, the only reason that this exists is because there may be a death cam in the game. So if you look at other games like PUBG Mobile or Call of Duty, when you die there is a death cam showing how the opponents kill you. So I believe that this game may also have a death cam, and that's going to be really cool because I don't see that in any MOBAs yet on mobile. So that is another cool feature that they have added. Now moving on to the next thing, we will be talking about evolutions. So as you can see, you cannot select first generation evolutions. The persons out here are selecting Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise. They are not selecting Bulbasaur or Charmander or let's say Squirtle. So basically you won't find Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle as separate Pokemon. You won't find three different Pokemon, that is Charmander and Charmeleon or Charizard. You will be just finding Charizard in the game, and once you start the game, you will be starting with Charmander and evolve all the way to Charizard. Now, this also brings a little speculation about this little guy out here, Pikachu, because all the Pokemon that can evolve in the game are already shown in their max evolved forms in the Pokemon selection screen, but Pikachu is just shown as Pikachu, which is kind of confusing because Pikachu is not shown as Raichu, so Pikachu doesn't evolve. Now, I watched the gameplay trailer, the entirety of it, and all the Pokemon evolved except Pikachu. So yeah, Pikachu is a little bit doubtful. I don't know why they didn't add evolutions of him. Now, I don't think that this is because of stones, evolution stones, because we do see Clefairy out here, and Clefairy needs the Moonstone to evolve. So yeah, it's not about stones. I don't know why they didn't decide to evolve Pikachu. Now right out here you can just see that all the Pokemon that have ticked are already in their maxed evolved forms, but Pikachu is the only Pokemon that isn't evolved. He is just as Pikachu. So that is kind of sad, which also brings the speculation that since Pikachu doesn't evolve and it won't scale that much with level compared to other Pokemons like Charmander, who goes to Charizard and his HP and attack just increases tremendously. So I can believe that Pikachu will actually start with quite powerful moves because he won't evolve, and he will have base stats quite high compared to other Pokemon beginning of the game, so that even after all the Pokemon evolve, he is able to fight with them and he's able to keep up. So Pikachu will basically be a early game hitter, and he will be able to like one-shot people early game. Not one-shot, but he will be able to do a lot of damage, because that's just the only way I can think how they're going to balance Pikachu in the game, considering he doesn't evolve. Now, another part of the evolution is, once you score points, you see that your name has come up on the scoreboard. It shows like Charmander has scored 3 points. As you can see, Charmander is scoring points, but this thing isn't going to change according to the gameplay. As you can see, Charizard has scored points, but it still shows that Charmander has scored points. So basically your Pokemon will evolve, but the screen that shows you, the part of the scoreboard that shows you which Pokemon has donated points, that will just show you the pre-evolutions of the Pokemon. So yeah, even if you are a Venusaur scoring points, it's just going to show that a Bulbasaur is scoring points. Now that can be a little bit confusing. I hope that they fix it, because people who are new to Pokemon series, they may find this confusing. Now let's move on to the point system. Now there are two things about this. First of all, as you can see, this one shows remaining time almost 9 minutes. One team is at 14 points, the other team is at 0. So this lets me speculate that the game is going to be time fixed. Unlike other MOBA that, you occupy the core and you win, this is going to have a limited time base, like suppose 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and the team which scores the maximum points wins. It isn't going to stretch beyond a particular time period. So that is interesting. I haven't seen this in a MOBA before. And as you can see, when we drop to the last 2 minutes of the game, we get double points. So this can be a really strategic point in the game where you can gank enemies or go for bigger kills and stuff like that, because you're going to get double points. So even if your team is lacking behind, these last 2 minutes are going to be really important strategically for your team. So now we will be talking about some other abilities. So right out here you can see the small little button out here. So I speculate that since this button is available with each and every Pokemon, this is going to be a recall button, just like you see in other Pokemon and other MOBAs where you can recall back to the base. This button is going to be used so that you can recall back to your base. Now other than that, we may also see talents. Now the talents also brings forward that there may be classes in the game. Now as you can see, Pikachu is using this weird talent out here, and considering how it looks, I believe that it's supposed to heal your allies, so these talents may vary with Pokemon. Now out here everyone has selected heal because probably that's the only talent that's available in the game yet, but as you can see, there is a talent system. So basically we may think that there may be roles like junglers, there may be roles like laners, ADCs, AD carries, tanks, supports, and based on your roles you are supposed to select your talents. So like if you are playing a support role, if you're playing as a tank, a beefy role, you want to take heal as your support, as your talent, so that you can sustain yourself longer in the battlefield as well as heal your allies. On the other hand, if you are playing an ADC, someone who shoots enemies from distance and doesn't have a lot of bulk, you will be wanting to take a talent that helps you move faster, for example sprint or something like that, so that you can just get out of the scene as fast as possible. So this is also a small little neat strategy adding substance element to the game. So based on these talents you can also select your roles. Now we will be talking about these talents. So we are talking about talents, and as you can see that there is the recall button out here too. We are spectating Charmeleon. So we have the recall button out here too. So I believe that this is the recall button. You just go back to the base. Anyone who knows how to translate Japanese, please translate it. I don't know how to speak Japanese as of now. And as you can see out here, Blastoise has created a greenish aura around him. So this is the talent that we just saw in the previous screenshot. This one. So this is the talent that creates this green aura around you, and what this green aura does is, as you can see, there are auras around other Pokemon in this area as well. So basically I believe that this talent heals everyone that's around you in this specific area. So this is a healing talent, and I believe that this is going to be taken by supports and tanks. So that's the healing talent. We have seen one of the talents in the game. Other than that, there is another part of the starting of the game. As you can see, everyone is at level 1. If you watch this video, you will see that Lucario suddenly gets the shield and he gets a little speed boost. So I believe that there is another talent in the game already that gives you movement speed, and it also gives you a small little shield. You can see there is a white bar out here that indicates shield. So if you're not from MOBA, this is what a shield looks like on your Pokemon if it's at full health. So there may be a talent that gives you movement speed buffs and also a shield. So we have seen two talents, one that heals you and one that gives you a shield. So basically 2 roles are now confirmed. One is a support and tank, and one is an ADC. Now I would also like to talk about these tower mechanics. So what happens is, when you collect points by defeating other Pokemon or by defeating the opponents, you go to the turrets and then you deposit the points. Now while depositing the points, if you are interrupted by the enemy, then you won't be able to deposit the points. But as you can see in the screenshot, this tower has actually gone down and there is a lot of dust around it, signifying that the turret is destroyed. So what happens is, when you go and deposit a certain amount of points, maybe there's a specific limit to how much a tower can deposit, then after depositing those number of points, the tower goes down. So as you have seen in the gameplay, you are supposed to deposit your points in the enemy territory. So what happens is, as your team continuously ganks the enemy side and they keep depositing points, the enemy towers keep reducing in numbers. And we have seen that you can use these towers to heal your Pokemon. So basically, if there are no towers, then the opponent team cannot just push directly into your territory because they won't have healing stations. So this is also a good part of strategy into the game. So you should try to focus and take out all the enemy towers as fast as possible so that you can invade the enemy territory, invade the enemy jungle more, and they are slightly pushed back into their core. So that is a nice little strategy. In other MOBAs, what we see is the starting towers just have some sort of healing packets that regenerate after a few times, and after that the second or third towers don't naturally heal you, but out here each and every tower seems to heal your team. So that is an interesting take in the game. Now, there is a small little Easter egg that many of you might have missed, and that is Zapdos right out here. Yes guys, Zapdos. As you can see, Zapdos is right here in the top right corner, and Zapdos is also visible in the middle of the map. Now, I have marked both of the locations, and that confirms that there are legendaries in the game. However, it's not confirmed that you can pick these legendaries. As you can see, no one in both the teams has been able to pick a legendary Pokemon. But there's a Zapdos spawning in the map, and it's in the middle of the game. It's in the middle of the map. So what this signifies is, if you are coming from other MOBA backgrounds, then you may know that there are different kinds of beasts, dragons in the game, and if you kill these dragons, your team gets buffs, your team gets lead in terms of gold, and then you can actually dominate the game. But since there are no items in this game as of now, so what I believe is, if you kill Zapdos, you're supposed to get a lot of points. Now, as the game is who earns most points at the end of the game, at the end of the time, so killing Zapdos is going to be a very important part or a very important role for your team. Now, the team which defeats Zapdos will definitely lead the other team in terms of points. So yeah, this part of the map, this middle part of the map, is going to be really action packed, because both the teams will just try to invade this part and just steal the Zapdos from each other, you know. So like, if the enemy team is taking Zapdos, you can just enter and last shot the Zapdos, finally hit the Zapdos and get the Zapdos for your team. So that is going to be really interesting. Other than that, just as I mentioned, that towers are breakable. As you can see, there is a small blue line around the tower. So what I believe is, as you keep depositing points, this small little line around the tower, this blue line keeps decrepitating. I mean, it just goes smaller and smaller, and once the line is finished, the tower just goes down. Well, that is just a hypothesis. I don't know how the towers are destroyed actually in the game yet, because it's not clear. Now let's move on to the next screenshot. As you can see, there is Zapdos again out here. This is just a zoomed in picture so that you can clearly identify that it is Zapdos. So yeah, and that ends my analysis for the videos. So if I have missed anything, then you can definitely pin me down in the comments. Tell me something that I have not noticed in the game, or if you feel that there is something that I told isn't correct, shouldn't be there in the game, then yeah, you can mention it too, because most of this is hypothesis that I made out after looking at the gameplay trailer. So nothing of this is actually confirmed. We don't know whether these things are going to happen or not, but I have been playing MOBA for a long time, and after seeing this video, there are some things that actually triggered me, you know, in a sense that, yo, I have seen this thing before. I have seen this in other MOBAs, so maybe this is what this feature does. So based on that, I have said whatever I could find in the video, I have explained to you guys. Now, if you find something more interesting, you can always pin it down in the comment section. And yeah, we have no idea when the game will release. So if you are thinking that it's going to release, it's already released or something like that, no, the game hasn't released yet, and they didn't announce when the game is going to release. They just said that it will release soon. So we can expect the game to release in 2020, probably end part of 2020, like let's say September, October, or earliest August, but don't expect it in this month or maybe the next month. That's going to be ridiculous. If they do it this fast, then I don't know for how many months they have been developing this game and keeping this as a secret from the community. Damn. Now, thanks for watching the video, guys. If you like the video, then hit the like button and the subscribe button. I will be covering this game in depth once the game releases, and I will be playing each and every Pokemon I can get my hands on so that you guys can see how this game works. So yeah, this channel is going to be entirely dedicated to Pokemon Unite for the next few months, that you can be sure of. So thanks for watching the video, guys, and have a good day. Peace.